Hello everyone and welcome back to the SteemTrail Gaming News. Today is the 16th October of 2018. My name is Kralizec and I will be your host for this evening. Today, let's talk about Rockstar and the gaming industry as a whole to a degree, as there has been a bit of a controversy over Red Dead Redemption 2. More specifically, this has been connected to 100-hour work weeks. And if you never worked 100 hours in a week, well, be very, very glad. It's really horrible. So, that means working around 14 hours per day. That's literally more than half of your day working. Remember when I used to work as a receptionist and there was just two of us? Then my colleague got sick. So I was left alone at the reception for 2 weeks. Of 15-hour shifts. That was quite insane. It was 105 hours of work per week. I literally woke up at 6 a.m., went to work. I was there at 7, was there until 10 p.m., went home, and slept. It was all I did for those few weeks. I did get some nice bonuses for those 2 weeks, but yeah, man, after she came back to work, I slept for like 2 days, almost straight. And this is exactly the accusation that has been now laid onto Rockstar. More specifically, this is coming after a New York Magazine interview with one of Rockstar's co-founders, Dan Houser, who suggested that the development team worked multiple 100-hour weeks on Red Dead Redemption. And obviously a backlash happened because working hours are currently a pretty big topic in the gaming industry if you haven't noticed. I know this doesn't really concern gamers that much, but it does certainly concern game developers, artists, just anybody who may be working in the gaming industry actually. Houser came out and said that this wasn't technically completely true what he said. He said a statement that follows. There seems to be some confusion arising from my interview with Harold Goldberg in the New York Magazine. After working on the game for 7 years, the senior writing team, which consists of 4 people, Mike Unsworth, Rupert Humphreys, Laszlo, and myself, had, as we always do, 3 weeks of intense work when we wrapped everything up. 3 weeks, not years. We have all worked together for at least 12 years now and feel we need this to get everything finished. After so many years of getting things organized and already on this project, we needed this to check and finalize everything. More importantly, we obviously don't expect anyone else to work this way. Across the whole company, we have some senior people who work very hard purely because they're passionate about the project or their particular work. And we believe that passion shows in games we release. But that additional effort is a choice, and we don't ask or expect anyone to work anything like this. Lots of the other senior people work in entirely different ways and are just as productive. I'm just not one of them. No one, senior or junior, is ever forced to work hard. I believe we go to great lengths to run a business that cares about its people and to make the company a great place to work for them. So honestly, this statement for me is enough to essentially say, yeah, Rockstar is probably fine. The thing is, you will always find a very select few people who will be running insane hours, like 80 to 100 hours a week. Not because they're forced to, not because they need the money, just purely because they love their job, they're good at it, and they want to be the best at it. And let's face it, if you want to be the very best at something, you do have to put in a lot of work to be the best. On the other hand, we know that crunch time or crunch hours, crunch week, whatever you want to call it, the final period when a product is finalized and getting ready to release is often quite problematic in the gaming industry. Often, employees are forced to work hard because the release date has been set and everything needs to get fucking done. But the thing is, it's not really healthy. Neither is it healthy for the company, neither is it healthy for the employees. And in the end, I don't think it's even healthy for the games themselves, as people who are being overworked are much more prone to making mistakes. An interesting take on this is coming from Dylan Wildman, who worked actually on Grand Theft Auto 5 before leaving Rockstar. He said, "The only way to fix the problem is from the very top. We need to move away from traditional release calendars and hype." And while technically he is true, it's not ever going to happen. As long as you want a product to be successful, hype needs to exist. Let's face that, because hype is part of the marketing machine. And another part of the marketing machine is a set release date. And that goes especially for big titles, for AAA and even AA titles. You need to have a release date. You need people to have their expectations met. Because if you don't do that, people will be pissed. So if you say, oh, we're going to release somewhere between the 12th and 19th, let's say, for example, you leave yourself a week-long window where you actually release. People will be like, okay, but I wanted to make plans. I wanted to play on the very start of the game. Now I can't make plans. So these are two problems that are mutually they just counter each other. You can't have that big of a release day or release weekend, for example, and on the other hand, don't have traditional release dates. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't work together. And honestly, I think in the end, the companies will care more about the people who buy their products rather than the employees. And I know that in the end sounds horrible. It's no matter how you spin this, either the company will care more about its employees or it will care more about its customers. If the company cares too much about its employees, it's not going to make enough money. On the other hand, if the company is going to care too much about their customers, their employees are going to be overworked and very likely leave, especially the talented ones who can find another job within 24 minutes. So there needs to be a balance. And I think most companies understand that. That is why usually the people in very high positions who got there through their passion and actually the hours they work often, because that's how you get noticed. You do more shit than the other people. And that's how you get promoted in the end. Those will be the people who will be working such insane hours, like 100 hours plus. On the other hand, if you just want a job where you go for 8 hours a day and you do your job and that's it, you probably shouldn't expect to be really recognized in any sort of way. Yes, you're doing your job fine, but when there's going to be a promotion, guess who's going to get it? The guy who works 40 or the guy who works 80 hours a week? It's not a hard guess. So I really don't see a real solution. I don't think regulations would work here, because then it would limit the people who actually want to work as much. I just think this is a situation that will really, in the end, not be solved ever again. The only regulation I think that could be put in is that companies can't not force people to work over the hours they have signed on for. But we'll see how it comes out, and even then, even if such regulations are come into place, legal departments of these companies are fucking huge, and they will find a loophole somewhere in there. So, sad situation, but nothing really that we can do about it. And with that being said, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please consider giving us a thumbs up here on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Steam, maybe you want to give us an upvote and follow the blog. Either way, be sure to leave a comment, and be sure to tune in tomorrow for more gaming news, as we are a source of daily gaming news every single day. See you guys later with more gaming content.